Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, anyone who decides to watch this. Um, another update from Mataris, Chapter 24, Death's Face. Let's see what happens, shall we? So, when we left off at the end of Ignition, which was obviously Chapter 23, they had just witnessed Pale Rider being killed. So, let's find out what happens in the fight. Does it go down as canon? Well, canon-ish? Or shall it be different? Okay. Ambush. Batar is spawning an ambush. That's new. Okay. So, everyone associated with Mataris is enemy of Laughing Coffin, da da da. I'm tired. Don't know why, but I'm tired. Okay. That's kind of canon-ish. The conversation there if you really want to apologize, survive until we can have one-on-one, da-da-da, blah blah. Okay, looking at the instead of a scan every now and then, they have permanent Toa stars showing their location. Probably aligning with their color. Yeah, Toa verse stars. Hades, Morning Twilight, Starbin, and Mariah. So, okay, if you kept the name Starbin. Starbin? Starbin. 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 I don't know which one sounds more German, because I know Starbin is German. Well, of course, most of the favored blading areas in Onuahi are going to be underground. It's the land of Earth. Yeah, and the Onumatorans are the Earth Matoran are almost without fail miners. Just looking for protodermis and all this fun stuff. Of course, of course, it's going to be favorable for Death Kanoka because, well, it's underground. It's easier to commit murder when it's dark. So basically teleported using the Gnohi Olmec, the dimensional gate mask thing. Mask of Dimensions, or something along those lines. I forget exactly what it means. But I know it deals with portals and dimensions. Mask of Illusion with the Mask of Speed. Would have been a decent trade-off, but honestly not really worth it in my opinion. I mean, he didn't replace it, but... Okay. Going for the pincher attack again. Oh! Well, that's interesting. Safety function on the old helmets wasn't tied to the game, but to the nerve gears themselves. Mataris managed to convince the special game ops person Kikoka? Kikoka? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Kikuoka. Kikuka. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, convince that guy to have a specialist re-enable the safety function on the technology as a favor in exchange for his more than willing cooperation. But it was highly unlikely that a Laughing Coffin member would have been able to figure out how to do that. Though how they managed to keep a hold of their nerve gear eluded him for the moment. So he's going that route, huh? Basically, Death Gun, or Death Kanoka in this series, dies in-game. He dies in the real world because he's using nerf gear instead of atmosphere. Because he has his SAO reflexes when, which, basically, it's a translation of the mind or something with the nerve gear, but the atmosphere actually takes your physical stats. Well, if anyone who watches this knows SAO, then they're going to know that. But for the uninitiated, there you are. Feel free to correct me on this, anyone who knows what they're talking about. And actually knows what they're talking about. That isn't just spouting random bullshit. Okay, so basically happens like canon where he ambushes her and it paralyzes her instead of her ambushing him. But Mataris charges out of nowhere shouting, "You first! You first!" A familiar voice suddenly roared. The next instant, fire roared and slammed into the black tower, driving him back and setting his cloak on fire. A stream of curses flew from Starben's mouth as Sinon saw Mataris leap over her, blade in hand. Death Kanoka snarled angrily and put away his launcher while drawing a slim rapier. Mataris went on the defensive, unleashing fire slashed relentlessly at his hated enemy. Get up, Sinon! Run! I can't. You got me with that atmosphere. I suck at chick voices. Mataris' resulting bellow shook the tunnels as he redoubled his efforts to destroy Starben. You've climbed your last life! He shouted as he unleashed another flood of fire that forced his enemy to retreat. He then fired a missile from his shoulder at the ceiling above the former Laughing Coffin member, bringing the tunnel down on top of him. The man roared angrily and leapt away from the toe of fire, cutting himself off from the two teenagers for the moment. Mataris sheathed his fireblade and scooped up Sinon and her crossbow with great swiftness. Come on, we're getting out of this place. Get to the chopper! No, it doesn't actually say get to the chopper, but you know, that kind of moment. Already the rubble was moving in response to Starben's elemental power. Before it was cleared away, they were long gone. So instead of using the mechanical horse, basically he collapses in the tunnel and says, "Bye, motherfucker!" Okay. Deskanoka had used a mask of illusion to project an image of itself to distract Sinon while he stuck up behind her. Devious. Very devious. Mataris took out Hades pretty quietly. Sorry, as I said, I'm tired. Okay, so he's using low quality Zammer spheres, which only paralyze for a time, or for a short time, instead of paralyzing them for, a day or so. So it's kind of a mushy scene right now. Did you kill Starben? No. I think he took some heavy damage, but he was trying to clear out the rubble to get up to us. So I know he survived. Blasted murder. His eyes tightened as he thought of Laughing Coffin. Yeah, well... Sinon stood up, the paralysis now gone. Fortunately, the Zammer spheres weren't okay, so I already explained that. I'm going back out there. I'm not waiting for him to get the jump on us. Oh, no you don't. Mataris said as he grabbed her hand. I'm not letting you face that bad battle alone. You can't stop me, she said as he tried to pull away, but his strength was far above hers, and she couldn't break free. Let go, let go! No. Wait. Wrong look, wrong voice. No. I will not let another life. I will not lose another life to him. I'm going to protect you, Sinon, no matter what the cost to me. Don't talk like that, she snapped as she turned back to face him. You can't just go saying things like that. You can't mean them. I can, and I do. I can, and I do. He said in a lower voice. Yet the fire in his eyes was no less for it. Okay, then. Sinon said as she finally yanked her hand out of his, though it was likely that he had let her go. If that's how it is, you can protect me for the rest of my life. And she tried to bring her fist down to his chest, only to catch the hand. She tried again with the other hand, only succeeded in getting the same result. Oh, so I hold my hands down too, even though they got blood on them? New tears began to fall down her face as she wept bitterly in despair. Taurus's eyes widened for a second, and softened considerably. He let go of her hands and opened his menu. To her shock, he completely removed his armor, leaving him completely at her mercy. Show me, Sinon. Show me the face of someone you believe to be a murderer. To her surprise, he looked different than he had before. His previously short, brown hair was now long, straight, and jet black. His eyes were no longer hazel in color, but such dark brown that they were nearly black, too. Somehow, she had the sense that this was his true face, or at least as close as the virtual world could come to recreating it. In response, she angrily accepted his challenge, removing her armor to reveal her avatar's form. There, she said bitterly. This is the face of someone that killed a man. His blood is on my hands, and I'll never be able to forget it. I killed a man when he tried to rob a bank. I grabbed his gun and shot him dead. Mataris looked downward and reached for her hands, taking them in his own. Tell me, Sinon, he said quietly. What is another blood stain on my palms when a river of crimson tears already flows through my hands? Her eyes widened as she looked into his eyes, which did not waver. Her eyes widened as she looked into his eyes. Wait, sorry, I already said that. You may well have guessed by now, but Sachi and I did not transfer from any normal game, he said. We came from the world of the floating castle, Aincrad. We are survivors of Sword Art Online, the death game. Oh my god, she gasped. Her eyes widened. I knew it! We escaped from that hell 2 months ago. But over the course of 2 years in that place, I had myself a title, the Red Swordsman. I was known for hunting criminal players and killing them. Sinon's eyes widened again. She couldn't speak or move. I killed so many that I lost count, Sinon. But I always remember why I killed them. Why? She was finally able to say. Taurus smirked without any humor at the expression. For the same reason as you, I suspect, he replied, startling her. You don't seem like a murderer to me, Sinon. I killed them to protect those around me. For every life I took, I saved dozens, or even hundreds. And Death Kanoka? He's also a survivor of Aincrad. Mataris nodded. He and around 50 others made up a guild called Laughing Coffin. They had one purpose in the game, and that was to kill other players. Whether it was for sport or for money, they never turned down a chance to show off their power. They were the red players, and I was their hunter. Those that worked to clear the game formed a massive party. We engaged in battle to wipe them out. Or we would have, if things had gone my way. His eyes tightened with anger as he continued. Others wanted simply to take them prisoner. But circumstances mostly prevented this. 40 died, more than half of them by my hand. We captured the remaining 10, and I wanted to execute them. But the others refused, saying that we would be no better than they if we killed them while they were helpless. I finally let them have their way, but now I wish I had gone ahead and struck them down. Then perhaps Death Kanoka might have never been born. And then nobody would have died. But you did everything you could. This isn't your fault. Often golfing was my responsibility, Mataris said with a shake of his head. I But now I have to finish things here, in the world of power, or else my nightmare will never end. I must finish what I started. I will feel no remorse for what I must do, because I know it has to be done. But, no, Sinon. There is no other way. The only way to truly defeat them is to excise them from this world. And that is a burden that I have no compunctions about carrying. Then he waited for her reply. After some minutes, she said, I never thought that someone would be able to tell me something like that. Tell me that I did the right thing, and why I did it. Nobody I've ever met has ever been through that hell. She looked into the face of the pale swordsman and said, But you've been through even more than I have. Thank you, Taurus. He smiled, leaned forward, and whispered softly, Michael. Huh? That's my name. I won't ask for yours, but I meant what I said. When this is over, I want to meet you in the real world, Sinon. I want to get to know you, the real you. I want to help you as much as I can. I'd like that, Sinon said with the ghost of a smile as she wiped the tears away. She returned her hand to his grasp without even really thinking about it. But you promised that you'd fight me at the end of this. I hope you won't be holding back when that happens. Of course not. I always keep my promises to my friends, even unto death. And he kissed her on the brow, causing her jaw to drop. He turned away as soon as he pulled back, surprised by his own impulsiveness. Death Kanoka? Yes. Him. Wait, yes, Matar said as he re-equipped his armor. Him. We ought to have the adventure out in the open this time. How do you figure that? Sinon asked as she also put her armor back on. Last time we were in a cramped area, unable to get you set up with the proper sniping position, Mataris answered as he turned around, suddenly all business. Now that we are in Powahi, there are plenty of statues you could use if I open a portal up to the top of one of them. Okay, but what are you going to do? I'm going to be bait. But I'll be bait that fights back. But he could kill you without even needing to get close to you. You can't expose yourself like that. Actually, I doubt that he can kill me. Did you notice how he switched from his launcher to his sword as soon as he was forced to fight me? If his disc really could kill people from within the game, wouldn't he have simply shot me? That's a good point, Sinon said with a frown. Oh, we're getting to the explanation. But then how is he killing people? I doubt that he's working alone, Matar replied, the smile gone. Did you see how he made that sign before he killed Pale Rider? Yeah, he did that to me too. I thought something like that might happen. This match is being broadcasted on television everywhere. Let us assume for a moment that he has cohorts. All that they would have to do is break into the target's home, which would be easy to do since most hardcore players live alone. They just have to turn on the television set and wait for him to give the signal. As soon as he shoots a target, they kill him in the real world. They kill them in the real world simultaneously. But how would they know where they live? Easy. If you want to have top prizes, you have to enter your real-life information, correct? When Sinon nodded, he said, then all he would need to do is use either a mask of invisibility or X-ray vision to look at the Pale Ayer's address. After all, it wouldn't be that hard to get your hands on one of those masks. But does that mean... Hi, it is highly likely that one of his cohorts is in your room in the real world right now. I always found that a little stalkerish. You know, them being in the room with her in real life. kind of stalkerish. Especially given who it was. That did it. Sorry. Neck was tensed. Okay, that's cannon. Cannon. Again, cannon. Ah. Firstly, there are several Laughing Coffin survivors, he said with a raised finger. Secondly, I've been wondering the same thing about the apparent death, but I think I have a solution for that as well. Tell me, do you remember what the numbers on his discs said? No, not at all, Sinon said as she shook her head. It was too dark and I was scared out of my mind. Understandable. Matara said as he placed a comforting hand on Sinan's shoulder. I only ask because I know that each Kanoka disc has a series of 3 numbers on them. The first one indicates where the disc was made. The second indicates the ability the disc carries. The final number is the level of energy it carries. If I recall correctly, Onimitru discs always return to the user after hitting a target, correct? Yeah, I used to experiment with those when I was first getting started in ESO. That sounds right to me. Good. Then think back. What kind of effect was the disc creating? Teleportation? No, it seemed more like a shrink disc. It looked more like a shrink disc. He can shrink an opponent down by several sizes. But I've never seen somebody get shrunk so much that you couldn't see them. Perhaps he used a level 9 disc? According to Litrosh, that is the purest disc you can obtain, correct? Yeah, but I wasn't sure if it actually existed. I guess it makes sense. How are you figuring all this out? My brother and I once figured out how people fabricated deaths in a safe zone. Apparently, we were blessed with deductive reasoning abilities. Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants, you don't need to show off like that. I state the truth in response to inquiries. Mataris grinned, knowing his older speech patterns irritated Sinan. Seriously, you gotta stop talking like an old guy. It's weird. Okay, back to the whole nerve gear thing. It's, okay, just please don't make me take the final shot, okay? I won't let it come to that, Mataris promised her. I intend to finish him off myself, believe me. He extended his fist to her, and she slammed it hard enough to send sparks flying. I take it you are prepared now. You know it. Let's go get him, partner. Oh, they finally made up! A familiar voice giggled. Oh no. Aoife, how long have you been there? Since I wouldn't let it come to that. He was so sweet. She giggled as Sachi walked up behind her. Am I allowed to shoot her? Sinon asked Mataris. I really want to shoot her. I'm considering it, Mataris said with gritted teeth. Aoife laughed until Sachi ribbed her with an elbow. What? They're serious. Wait, sorry. Lifa laughed until Sachi ribbed her with an elbow. What? The toe of air chuckled. They're serious, Sachi deadpanned. No, they're not. Right, guys? She turned back to face them, only to freeze in place when she saw Matara's Naira ghost blaster pointed at her, paired up with Sinan's crossbow. I guess they're not, huh? Okay, so Mataris and Sinan are going after Death Gun. While Leaf and Sachi are going after the other three. There are three others besides them. So, Mataris and Death Kanoka are now going to do the sword fight. I think it's going to go as canon, except for the fact that it's Mataris and instead of Kirito. I really need to get a freaking webcam or something. Using this laptop is not good for the videos. It's like blah, blah, blah. I'm just all over the place whenever I move. Let us see who is the stronger once and for all. The laughing coffin or the brood-made black cats? That's Death Kanoka growled. Then the final battle between the survivors of Aincrad began, and off in the distance, atop a statue of Toa Pahatu, Sinan waited for her chance. The chance to end Mataris' nightmare forever. So, end of chapter. Little Omeg part now. Kirito. So is the red bullet a thing now? Mataris. Close, but not quite. I like keeping people on their toes about this kind of thing. Also, cliffhangers! I love leaving my audience with cliffhangers. We don't like it, Mataris. I don't mind them, but I doubt anyone else does. Asuna. They don't seem to like that. Mataris. Oh, really? Then why do they keep coming back? Asuna. Fair point. Mataris. I thought so. Kirito. You seem more upbeat than the other day. Mataris. What can I say? I'm in a good mood. Asuna. Why? Mataris. Do I need a reason? Kirito. Usually you do. Mataris. That's it? When I get into the volcano, you're going to end up on the pointy end of my flame sword. Kirito. Oh, come on, man! You wouldn't. Forget it, you would. Mataris. You have about a month to get back on my good side. Asuna. Wow, that's pretty generous of you. Mataris. Since school is back on, it means he's got 4 or 5 chapters, actually. Kirito. That makes more sense. Alright, so that's the end of chapter 24, Death's Face. Let me see. Chapter 25 is out. I'm probably going to record it right after this, and hopefully it'll be posted shortly after this one. Well, actually, considering my internet speed, probably a couple hours after this one, because it usually takes like 2 hours for it to upload. Anyway, that's the end of chapter 24, Death's Face. See you guys next time. Northern Warrior out.